Okay. Hello, hello. Yeah, I've eaten a lot of ice cream, but I'm looking actually for more rims for these, and I'm going to explain it in just a bit. Here are some more rims. Oh no. Modified, okay. If anybody is interested in some power functions motors. I have so few rims. Interesting. I thought I had more. Okay. So let me tell you my plan for today. So today, my idea would be, since we are gonna develop, drivetrains and stuff here, we need rollers. So basically, what we need is a setup where we have two sets of rollers. Some of you have seen a video of me having a dragster on rollers. would have like 2 sets of rollers, like that. You know, I mean, ultimately we want 4 because the Bugatti has 4-wheel drive, so you know. And one of the wheels, you know, would be in there and be able to roll. That's the idea. So we would have, you know, a set of rollers here, a set of rollers here, and 2 for the front in case we have a 4-wheel drive vehicle. I thought I had more wheels. To be honest, I need to wash off all of them anyway because they are very dirty. So yeah, I need to buy more of these, definitely. And I'm not exactly sure if having axles in them is a good idea, because I mean, they will experience high speeds, so the axles will be greased but might wear out quickly. So I'm gonna put them back into the box because yeah, I need more and I need to think this through a little bit better. I need to make a plan. But we need this because as you will see today with the problem that we're gonna be solving today, the issue is that I want to solve all of the driveline problems on the desk before we go testing in outside. I want the major issues in the driveline tested here, so that I'm not being surprised in the middle of I don't know somewhere with suddenly a random failure that I cannot fix. I just have to go home because what I need to do is rebuilding half of the car because something needs fixing. So yeah, that's why we need to make ourselves a test bed that we can have here on the desk and run stuff. So before we get to the stage where I acquire some Buis motors and controllers, we are gonna test all of this with well, basically at the very beginning with this. It'll have something here that gears stuff up because, you know, while this is fast, it's not fast and powerful enough. So essentially, when we test some components for the Bugatti, I'm gonna get my Black & Decker big gun, you know. So this is gonna be our engine basically. So last time we left off with the completion of the A pillars. I always mix it up. C pillars. And I'm not happy with the B pillars because, you know, well, they suck. This is going far too much down. I want them to be at least here, and you know, we need to do something so that it doesn't wobble too much, because still it's fine, but it's not good enough, if you know what I mean. So yeah, this needs to be addressed. And of course, today we can do the rear door, just so it's at this stage that we know where things are, because someone suggested that the wheels are too big, too small. Thing is that first of all, when bodywork is applied, the wheels, the wheels suddenly get put into perspective, and the thing is that the wheels, of course, now are at the full drop, and if we um, compress the suspension a little bit, the suspension will sit about here, you know. And then imagine bodywork, and suddenly, and of course the trunk, which will elongate the car visually. Um, Suddenly, it's gonna look proper, because here in front of me it looks kind of proper. Could be that on camera proportions get, uh, a little bit twisted. Could be. So rear door, and then we need to decide what to do with the A-pillar. I am going to look at blueprints again and see what the distance here needs to be. And in the extreme case, we need to move the A-pillars one stud closer together to get the bodywork past them. So that's one of the problems. So the next problem, of course, as I discussed with Zero Bricks, is this, the differential. So what's happening here is that in the differential itself, the gears are held on by, well, not even half a stud, and when the suspension moves, this is gonna happen, and then just small. See, here it disconnects from the gear, and this can become a problem. So probably something needs to be done here to make sure that this doesn't get pulled out. I have some ideas, but we need to explore them. Maybe not today, but we'll see. Okay, so first, well, we need to fit a door here. Obviously, I'm gonna leave out this part in the doors construction. Is gonna be, a dummy door like this, because here is gonna be the fender, and as we discussed, I am not sure how to proceed with the fenders. Either we use some flexi tubing, or we use, I don't know, something. Because I do like these panels, but these panels, the problem with these panels is that it's them that restrict our color choice. Because they are obviously only available in certain colors, and yeah, especially this part here would be where the door joins it, would probably be served better by a different approach, but I don't know. I mean, maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, anyway, the main part here, of course, are the hinges that we need to mount, well, somewhere here, I guess. And the hinges are probably gonna replace this, and the hinges are gonna, be the ones that hold this together. Sort of. I don't know. Or maybe not. I mean, maybe we don't need this in this guys. We can remove this and do the hinge part, coming from here. We'll see. First, we need to determine how to offset this by half a stud, the famous half a stud. And to do it as simply as possible, not to overcomplicate stuff. No, this is not the right way. Yeah, there's that, of course. I mean, in the front, I think they would work. Maybe. But in the rear here, with the rear arch, well, yes and no. I don't know. I mean, if there's nothing else, we can make them work, but there's probably better options. I keep coming back to this somehow. We need, of course, 2 hinges, and they need to be like here, here. And if this is here, yeah, then they can be here. If this is here, oh god, yeah, that's the problem. But okay, I have an idea. We just to test all of this. Just to test all of this, we're gonna build ourselves something. And we'll go from there. So basically, we're gonna build ourselves the hinges out of this, because in the rear we probably want the doors to work more like a real door. Okay. I don't like the way how small this is here, but to be honest, because of the suspension setup here in the rear, we don't really have an option, because ideally this would be probably 2 studs further to the back. But since this is essential for how this structure works, and once the passenger is inside, you know, it kind of works. It's just this gap that it's too small. In the real car, of course, this shapes a little bit to the back so that passengers can enter without a problem. So the wall here is in the real car is approximately at the same level. Just this this part here makes a curve, which I cannot make. So, you know, that's how it's gonna be. There's not gonna be any rear pass passengers anyway, so it's fine. Okay, so we have like what, 5, 6 studs apart, but maybe this 5 studs apart. Okay, so where we start? Okay, this guy's definitely in our way. but we are gonna use this for now as one of the holes, I guess. So 1, 2. Oh no, this has to be even further back. Oh my god. So the hinge is here. Okay. Even further back. I like this. Yeah. Here. Okay. And here we need something to hold it on. Okay, so our dummy hinges. I have not considered a small cylinder inline 3. Thing is, except of the cylinders, everything else in the engine would be basically the same as in the big cylinder engines. So the difference would be the cost of the small cylinders that are slightly less than the big one. Everything else mechanically has to be the same size basically. So it would not really change a lot, to be honest. Okay, so okay, now the problem here is that I would like to continue the same, to use the same materials going forward. I mean uh, the same style. So basically these, then lift arm, panel, lift arm. But the way I have these now, I cannot. These two would have to be one stud further up. One stud further up. Okay. How do we make them one step further up? That's the question. Tips for making engines. What kind of tips? What would you like to know? You have to be more specific. Do you have a specific issue with building engines? Something that's really bugging you? timing. Well, for the timing, there's really, I mean, there's of course some experimentation, but you basically know how your switches work. Once you know how the switches work, you basically have a very good idea in which position of the switch the cylinder starts to go down or up, depends. And then, of course, you want to go to the top dead center and see, okay, now my cylinder is in a top dead center, and you push it just, a tiny bit past top dead center, and then at this point where it's pushed just a tiny bit past top dead center, the switch needs to open, and the cylinder rotates completely to the bottom dead center, and then at this point the inertia will of course push it a little bit past bottom dead center, and then at this point the switch needs to reverse direction basically. So you have to, when timing the camshaft against the crankshaft, this is what you need to adjust. Exactly how Ben said it, yeah. I mean, this is the easiest way I can explain it. I don't know if you wanted a different kind of explanation, but that's basically it. There's no nothing else there regarding the timing of the engine, of course. Then there's all of the tiny bits, but first get the engine running. Everything else is performance improvements. Exactly, as the switch needs to be open as long as possible into one direction, and ideally it would switch instantly from one open side to the other, ideally, but that's not the world we live in, so there's always a delay. Okay. Yep, exactly. It's not really a big secret how this works, so it's just mechanics. Yeah, so now here we are in a bit of a pickle, since obviously this is way too long. The position of the holes, of course, is ideal because we can position, you know, the pins that go in there and then turn the door here. But that's not gonna happen this way. So we have to rethink, at least in this context. So probably the next logical step would be to do, you know, something with, since this part of the door is much shorter than here in the front, would be to use, well, these, not all the way, but I guess here. The problem is how to reverse the direction, because we want basically, we want something like this. That's probably too long. Let me check the blueprints, how long the door actually needs to be. Where are you? 255 divided by 6. Divided by 16.4. 15 studs. 15 studs. That makes sense. Yeah, about 15 studs. Interesting. Okay. So this part here needs to be 11 studs. So from this to wheel, and then the rest is, well, 4 studs here in the fender. So 11 studs. 11 studs is this, I think. We have 11 studs here, which surprisingly don't fit. Never will. So we need to make this shorter. Make this, well, 9 studs. Yeah, that's gonna work. And then we can do something with the 1 stud gap here. Well, for now, just so that we have a door, I'm gonna use this frame, which is the wrong frame, but we are going to work with it. And now I'm out of parts, of course. I mean, out of parts. I just don't have the right one. Yeah. Man. Okay, so we need to be a little more creative, I guess. Okay. I'm gonna do it the old-fashioned way. Mm. Yeah, okay, so this isn't gonna be 15 no matter what we do. Yeah, okay. So I'm just gonna make the first part of it. Just so we can test everything. Look at that. It opens. It opens with the front door closed. That was the main idea. And here we can continue this just slightly past the A-post. So that we can see, yeah, everything clears. Of course, you know, we have to modify some stuff here, but yeah, it clears. There's room here. The new switches are useless. The new switches are, you know, for an engine, the new switches are completely out of the question. They are very hard to switch. So they are going to be useless for engines. Okay, that's gonna work. So now at least we know where the position of our hinges needs to be. Of course, our hinges are in the way of everything, but that's exactly how they need to be. Otherwise, this action cannot happen. I am sad to say it because the new switches have potential. I mean, had potential before I disassembled one, but after disassembling one, I'm disappointed, really. Okay, so what we need to do now is the B pillar. The B pillar, as it is now, is really not the way we want it to be, because here, as I said in the beginning, this part here is not correct because too far down, and this part here is in the way of this, and we need to make I'm sorry, we need to make something that's gonna lock this, you know, like on the charger. We need a door lock here, of course, because when the car is driving, I'm not gonna watch the door flap. And you know, another thing with Lego, anybody noticed how they changed the road design? So with the before, up until now, for the past, I don't know, 40 years, they had base plates as road plates, and everybody is used to them. Everything is built on them, and suddenly they introduce the new road system, which completely sucks. Oh yeah, I'm just waiting for the day where you cannot modify cylinders. You know, that's the day we will have to stop making pneumatic engines. And of course, the numbers of pneumatic engines are numbered anyway. The days of pneumatic engines are numbered anyway, because it's gonna be nigh to impossible to find good switches in a few years. I've seen the new beam, and the new beam is actually good. I like it. So what if we, since we do have some room here for this in some regard, too short, and the 11 is gonna be too long. The 11, the 9, or the 7 is too short, the 11 is not too long. Jesus, can I get a break, please? No, that's very wrong. Switchless engines suck, because the switchless engines destroy the tubing. You have to use soft tubing, which of course immediately disqualifies high air pressures, making the engines basically not perform. I'm pretty sure they work excellently on video, but I'm not interested on making engines that perform on video. I want them to actually be able to move vehicles. And engines with silicon tubing cannot, because the tubing pops out as soon as a certain amount of resistance is met. The silicon tubing just pops off. And if you have the tubing in, you know, in the engine in precarious positions where you just cannot get to it, first you need to disassemble half of the engine. Second, suddenly you don't have a reliable engine, because when I make an engine, it has to be reliable. Means if I pull in full air pressure, nothing in the engine must break. Festa switches. What are Festa switches? I First time I hear of Festa switches. You know, I don't want to work on this today. I want to do the differential, because you know the pillar is annoying. just make some room so I can reach it. And the differential is out. There we go. No diff. Okay. Thing is that, I mean, it's not gonna be Lego anymore. That's the biggest problem. I mean, it's sad, but yeah, that's true. I mean, you know, the switches are really the weakest part of the engine. Cylinders and all, the cylinders are great, and it's the switches that that still, you know, with proper switches, the engine still has more potential for power and RPMs. So yeah, there's that. Okay, so my idea here would be the following. I am absolutely not sure if this is gonna work, but you know, I would put this on. What would be easier? This. I think this would be easier because we don't need much, just something to stop it from being pulled out. And these two ears here, they don't really interfere. So we would put basically, oh yeah, there's this problem. Okay, so what about this? So these interfere? No, not really. Not really. Okay, so yeah, basically this. And then we have here, we put on I don't know, something like this. And surprise, surprise, we have the option of this not being pulled out easily. Of course, when we push hard enough, everything's gonna pull out. But you know, the chances of this happening are far, far, far less. I think this is pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good. What do you think? I don't like that this actually does rub on this a little bit. I mean, technically there's a little bits of slack here anyway, and this is not gonna happen, but no, just to keep in mind. So yeah, I think we should go with this. We should go with this. What am I doing? There we go. Now this cannot be pushed out easily. At least in the Sierra, this is gonna be enough to allow us to keep using this differential. Yeah, perfect. Now, but this, what are we gonna do here? So basically, we wanna keep using our solution that we had before. So, yeah. Of course. Wrong side, doesn't matter. Have to do both anyway. Okay, it gained some complexity, but at the same time, you know, these cannot be pushed out, which is good. I'm pretty sure this is not gonna be a problem with the Sierra. I don't think so. Well, the Sierra is gonna get many engines. I mean, it's designated LP power test bed. If you look at the previous streams, we have actually tried in both the inline 3 and inline 4. Both fit, so both are fine. And they can be used, for example. But the engine bay, you know, has been designed from the onset to be as big as possible, so that we can essentially, you know, install whatever we want. A V engine might be a push. I don't think we can successfully mount a V engine in it. Even a small cylinder one, it's not gonna happen. But other engines shouldn't be a problem. You know what we're gonna do, right? Jesus, what the? Okay. This is creeping badly. Works. Question is, does it drive? It drives. It makes a burnout. Well, one tire fire, basically. But yeah, it works. So the differential, well, and the suspension can take it. That's definitely what we have proven. And I'm really constantly amazed at how light this is compared to the charger. I mean, by the time we had this much of a car with the Charger, it was so much heavier. This is so light. And imagine when we do the Chiron and our whole well, everything here is gonna be Formula One style monocoque with triangular star structure here and all of the motors. This is gonna be amazing. It's gonna be slightly bigger than this, I guess, but not much. Not much. Yeah. Anyway, so since today I am not really in the mood for much streaming. Why did I disconnect this, by the way? Oh yeah, because of the support structure, which is not in here anymore. We are going to call it a day for today. Only thing that we are gonna do is I'm gonna measure the distance here between these points to see if our window frame is in the correct position and the correct width or not, which is very important because if it's not, we need to make this narrower, which will this will require us to get rid of these, because if these are here and we push everything just one step closer together, we don't have enough room for engines here. So let's, where's our file? So this is 390 pixels divided by 16, 24.3 stats. Okay, so 24 stats. This needs to be 24 stats is 15 plus 9. 15 plus 9. Let's see. I have a strange feeling about this. So, this is correct. Okay. So this is correct. Okay. Then we need to basically slim them down here a little bit, so that basically I can see it better here. So see, the problem here is that we have just a tiny bit of a problem just here. The panel isn't going to get past it, so we need to basically make some adjustments here to the support, that we have just, you know, just the gap that this can go through. It's not much, but we need to get rid of this basically. This long one needs to be rerouted, you know, so that it meets here somehow. We'll find a way. So it's gonna be slightly less elegant, but you know, as with everything here, in the end, once we rebuild it, it's gonna be better. Yeah. Okay. So before we bow out for today, let's make a plan for next time. So if I can, I will tomorrow try to rebuild the B pillars myself, just so that we get this very unpleasant thing out of the way, and then we must do this so we can continue the front fender. And here I want to do something with the mounts for the push rods. So I want to do, I don't know, a way to, since now they are just mounted by pushing the axle through, which is really not the way we want to do it. We must find a way to mount them. Possibly get rid of the panel here, because it's basically obscuring our view down below, and possibly using I guess 2 of these together, so that we have room, to go in there with our fingers, manipulate stuff. Yeah, something is gonna be done. Yeah, interesting times ahead. Interesting times. By the way, I had a meeting today with Zero Bricks and the guys behind Buis, and there's gonna be some sort of cooperation with us in the future. First, of course, we need to start developing a car, or the car, which of course is gonna be first powered by basically on the test bed. It's gonna be powered by a drill, and then we can see what we can do with motors. But the drivetrain is going to be really the key part in making this work. Okay. Anyway, I see you on Friday. Oh my God, it's Wednesday already. The week is going by so fast. I see you on Friday. And on Friday we are hopefully gonna do some more exciting things. Okay. Thank you for watching, and stay safe.